Well, continuing on of disposing my friend's estate, this is the squelchbuster 500. And what it really works out to is it's got a 2x or a 1x4 in it, final section. The problem is it's got cheap LED switchers in it. That's okay. Hold on a second here. Let's see here. I don't know. Maybe I got some better technology we can put in there. Just because of this alone, I can't let it leave here like this. So I think what's best for us to do is to remove these three supplies. We put 200 amps worth of power supply in it. We'll see what we got in here for transistors. I'll probably end up having to repill this thing, so we'll put HGs in here. Looks like a Motorola of some kind, driving 4. Don't know yet, they've got the pill strapped. So, we'll see. First step, I think, is to take the bottom off. And let's rip the power supplies out of this thing and see what we're working with. Okay, so we're back on the squelchbuster 500. This ends up being a 1x4 and it had Toshibas in it, but half of them were blown. So we went ahead and replaced them with HGs. I just got done reworking all of that. So now what I'm working on is replacing the on-off switch. They this little tiny micro switch, and they're switching the 110 volt on and off for these three switchers. I mean, even if these are legit switchers, let's do the math, right? So on 110 volt, I mean, this is 60, 90 amps. Well, we got 5 transistors, 25, 50, 100, 125 amps worth of load. This was starving the amplifier to death. So we got rid of all this ugly shenanigans. The only reason I'm holding onto the wire is 1 for the video and 2 so I can clip the ferrite out of it. Power supplies seem to be okay. I don't know what I'm going to use them for. Maybe to maintain my girlfriend, my kids' freaking toys or some shit. But now we're going to put real big boy technology in there now. So now what I'm working out is how do I want to place the switchers. So like I can lay one down like this. That puts it really close to the RF section. Lay the other one down like this. But what I'll probably end up doing is double decking them like a school bus like this. Probably something like that. So then we'll have 200 amps worth of supply, but we're going to be limited on 110 volt outlets. So these are 80 amps a piece, so we're looking at 160 amp supply. Remember, 5, 10, 25, 50, 75, 100, 125. So we go to 160 amps worth of supply versus versus, you get it, there's 40 amps worth of headroom. Then the fan can sit here and circulate air around these. And yeah, I think this is going to be a huge step forward for this amp. All right, time to mount down the switchers and get some power plugs wired up to it, and we'll see if we can get her to turn on. Well, how about I hit record this time on the video, that way we can all enjoy it. I think we should do that. All right, let's go over here. Let's look at this. That is the voltage on the power supply. Now, this transistor here is about a 55 watt transistor hitting 4 HG2879s. So we'll go over here to the watt L meter, flip the amp into standby. Hello. Oh, hey. We were in standby, sorry. Hello, 1, 2. Hello, 1, 2. Okay. So that's how much drive we're putting into it. Almost nothing. Our standard like 28 peak watts or whatever. So over here, first we're going to show you the pass-through tune. 11111. That's the RF's ability to go in, pass through the amplifier, and make it down to the dummy load. So now we're going to go to low mode. Medium. And high. Okay. Working well enough. So what that translates to is low is 12, about 700 watts. Medium 725, and high is 780, almost 800 watts. Pretty straightforward, I think. So let's see here. Put this back into standby. Preamp. Preamp is definitely working. 1, 2, 1, 2. It's close enough. Shows relative power output. So only got one thing left I've got to do. I got to clean up this crusticle of a fan, which is pretty gross. And I've got to remount it to the back of the amplifier. Try to figure out how to get these bent screws off the back. The front of this thing was pretty gross with cigarette smew, but that all came off when we cleaned it. Let's see, the fuse, I moved the fuse around on the bottom side to where it's now fused on the proper side of the fuse. I had it fused on the white side of things, the return leg, which I take big problems with. So let's give this old dirty bird a bath and let's figure out how we can mount it to the back of the amp. Well, gentlemen, this is the squelchbuster 500, which now does about 750 watts. It's got forced air cooling on the fins in the back. It's got cabinet cooling through the inside. It's a good old bass unit that weighs about 10 pounds. Pretty straightforward. So, the first one to call me, text me, send me a message, something, gets it. Gentlemen, my name is BBI and I want to say thank you. Thanks to the Patreons, Excess Power, Siglant, MechMan, Bird, all the Coaxial Dynamics, and my biggest shout out to my Patreon supporters down here below. I give thanks to every single one of these gentlemen that helps support me. And on that note, I'm going to run. I'll see you. I appreciate every single one of you. Click, click.